Hi, good to link up with you again today. What I'm going to talk about is what I decided to title Let Him Know. Yeah, that's the topic. Let him know. Let me remove my glasses so that I'll be able to see you properly. Are you dating a guy and the relationship is getting better? The relationship is sizzling, and he has taken you to introduce to his parents and to his siblings as his wife to be, and you have brought him home to introduce him to your father and your mom, including your own siblings, and everybody has accepted him in your family. And what both of you are just looking at is the dates, the ideal date for the traditional marriage ceremony and then the church wedding. You have started this courtship lecture, marriage lecture that is usually done during courtship in your church. That may last you 3 months, 4 months, maximum of 6 months. That is also the way it is done in my own church. You have started that, and you know that very soon you'll be saying I do to him. You will exchange marriage vows with this very guy. This, of course, is a time you should let him know some things about yourself. I'm not saying that you should let him know, begin to open your mouth so wide and tell him how many abortions you must have had even before you met him. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should not let him know how you used to be a prostitute and how you have warmed the beds of so many people, uncountable men. That's not what I'm saying. But there are some things about you that some people who know you very well are aware of. These are the things you should open up and let him know. Let him know that, when you were in secondary school, you used to bedwet. And that habit, that ugly habit followed you even when you gained admission into university. Your roommates used to laugh at you. And how you used to wake up and you see yourself soiling your bed with urine, even after consulting your doctor who told you that once it's 4:35, reduce your water intake, which you did, but you still continued. And not until you prayed. You had to go to church, you had to go for deliverance, and then you prayed yourself out and God delivered you. Now, you no longer have that habit. You no longer do that. He will accept you if he actually loves you, if he truly loves you. He will accept you the way you are. He will accept you with your flaws. Okay? Let him know that you were born out of wedlock, that your mother had you even before she got married to another man, and that you don't even know your father because she has not told you. Let him know that. Let him also know that you have a daughter somewhere in your village, and your grandmom is helping you to take care of her because of accidental pregnancy. It shouldn't be a secret. Let him know. Let him know that your parents are no longer together, that they've divorced. They are no longer together. Let him know. Those things that you feel other people can call him behind and say, are you going to marry her? Has she told you she had a child out of wedlock? Are you ready to be a foster father to one bastard she had? Let him know all these things. So by the time they tell him all those things, he begins to say, yes, I'm aware. She has already told me. Don't give your unfriendly friends, fair weather friends, the room to begin to threaten you with certain secrets. If you don't do this, I'm going to tell that guy that very thing you did that year. I'm going to tell him how you used to smoke weed at the backyard of the hostel. Tell him everything. Let him know. Yes, that you used to smoke weed because you started mingling with bad girls who taught you how to do it, but you no longer do that. If he actually loves you, he will accept you with your flaws, especially when you no longer do those things. Let him know. Let him know how they said your family is Osu or outcast, and that was what your father told you and your siblings, that you never even knew how the thing started, because that was also how your grandfather told your father, that it started during the time of your ancestors. Let him know. Explain certain things to him, so that nobody will come to your guy's mom or your guy himself and tell him, are you going to marry from that family? They are also, are you aware? So that you'll be able to say, oh yes, I'm aware. There is power in knowing certain things, power in knowledge. Information is power. Let him know. Let him know. There are certain things you can't continue to hide forever. Let him know. If he loves you, he will accept you the way you are. He will accept you with your flaws. Okay? Let him know. Don't give anybody room to begin to threaten you with those little secrets that they feel they have. Begin to threaten your relationship with those secrets that they feel they have. Let him know first from you. Communicate with him. If he loves you, he will accept you the way you are. He will accept you, especially now that you no longer do those things. Okay? Those things you feel people will know or begin to tell him. People already know about you and begin to tell him. Let him know. My mother has married 2 different men, and the person he's marrying now is her third marriage, third man, third husband. Let him also know. Let him know. How they said people from your family hardly live beyond 50 years. Let him know. These are the things that you should let him know. You know why? So that both of you can come together and pray targeted prayers. There's power in information. When you know your problem, when you know the root of your problem, you'll be able to pray targeted prayers together. The prayer of a couple is very powerful. It's very strong. Let him know, so that nobody comes to him and begin to scatter the marriage that you are trying to build. Let him know. And when you are letting him know, don't be carried away with the way he reacts. There are certain information you give him, he'll be shocked. Oh yes, he's woman. Allow him to react. Allow him to digest it, assimilate it, swallow it, assimilate it, and digest it. If he is yours, he will come back. He will forgive you, and both of you will forge ahead. He will see you as the fact that you are trying to be transparent, and both of you will forge ahead. Does this topic shocks you? Let me give you time to ponder over it. Okay? Please find your time to like this video, share, and then leave your comment in the comment section. Thank you for listening. One love.